This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Maitland's attorney finds a bloodstained evidence interesting. Dressed in a blue suit, a stone-faced Noel Maitland on Friday walked out of a holding cell inside the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court, then entered the prisoner's dock and stood with his hands crossed for roughly 8 minutes while his attorney Christopher Townsend negotiated a date when a bail application could be heard. Maitland, a police constable who is assigned to the St. Andrew North Division, was seen glancing at the faces of people sitting at the back of the courtroom. After giving the clerk of court time to find a suitable date for the bail application, the judge, prosecution, and the defense agreed on August 22. The police constable was then remanded and ordered to be fingerprinted. The prosecution told the court that the only document served thus far on the defense is a criminal report and indicated that a number of the other reports and the statements crucial to the case were still outstanding. Townsend told the court that he anticipates that the outstanding documents will be ready before the bail hearing. Though the prosecution had served the preliminary report, they have not served me anything else. From what I have seen from the preliminary report, there are a number of reports outstanding, which I gather will be at hand certainly before the bail hearing, he said. According to Townsend, based on what was read in the preliminary report, he found it interesting that it took roughly 5 visits to Maitland's Chelsea Manor apartment in St. Andrew before blood evidence ascribed to Donaldson was located. What I find interesting was that it took some 4 or 5 forensic teams on different occasions to locate this blood. I am wondering how the blood missed them on visit number 1, 2, and visit number 3. That will be explored and they will attempt to provide answers, Townsend said. News that the case file was not yet ready and that Townsend will be applying for bail for his client did not sit well with relatives and friends of Donaldson. Overcome by anger and other emotions, Donaldson's uncle Neil Lugg was in disbelief. His wish is that each time Townsend applies for bail on behalf of Maitland, it is rejected. He should continue to be remanded in custody. When the 22nd comes, all media houses should get busy. I'll know him not talk when me niece day. I just anger me having on me right now, Lugg said. He told the journalist that he was disappointed that no attempt had been made to ensure a member of the family was present in court to be a part of the process. When them charge him, the superintendent come to me yard and tell me say them charge him and ask me how me feel. Now him a come a court and nobody no contact we. And the media make we know say him a come a court. How him fi come a court and there was no one from Donnelly's family there. Donaldson was last seen on July 11 at Maitland's New Kingston apartment, according to the police. Deputy Commissioner of Police Fitz Bailey, who heads the crime portfolio, said at a press conference earlier this month that although Donaldson's body had not been found, police have sufficient evidence to charge Maitland with her murder. Bailey said that investigators believe Donaldson was killed between 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. on July 12. Several searches, including at the Riverton City dump in St. Andrew, have been carried out to find Donaldson's body, but to no avail. Man on bail for gun charges shot dead in Ocho Rios. A man who was on bail for gun-related offenses was shot dead by a gunman along a section of the Ocho Rios Main Road in St. Ann on Friday. He has been identified as 26-year-old Kerik Kudrat. Another man who was shot during the incident has been hospitalized. Reports are that shortly after 12 a.m., Kudrat and the man were pounced upon by a lone gunman who opened a gunfire shooting them. They were assisted to the hospital, where Kudrat died and the other man admitted in serious condition. Kudrat was reportedly on bail for the offenses of illegal possession of a firearm and wounding with intent at the time of his murder. He was before the St. Ann Circuit Court on those charges. Triple murder victims' family ask for help with burial fees. Relatives of 3 people slaughtered at their house in Freehill on July 18 are appealing for help with their burial, which is planned for the end of this month. A 4th member of the family drowned 3 weeks before the triple murder that rocked the country, and the financial burden is simply too much for their relatives. 4 of them we alone have to bury right now, and it is not easy for us all. We can't afford so much, so we need help from anywhere we can get it. The family will put in as well. but it is a lot for us same way, Maureen Wilson Paris told the news. Her only daughter, 45-year-old Andrea Rattray, her 13-year-old grandson, Michael Bonito, and her cousin, 50-year-old Lawrence Badal, were all found with a knife and machete wounds to their upper bodies. Her brother, Jocelyn Wilson, drowned at a Blue Hole in Ocho Rios on July 4. The plan is to bury Rattray, Bonito, and Wilson in Freehill Bamboo, while Badal is to be buried at a family plot in St. Mary. I went to the parlor on Wednesday, and they do the package for us, which was $530,000, because we are doing 3 of them together at De La Pena Funeral Home in Brownstown. The other one would be at the funeral home in St. Mary, so he is not in this package yet, said Wilson Paris. We already did grave for the tree in Bamboo, so they have to bury together, so I'm kindly asking for help. I want whoever is willing to contribute to just send the money directly to the parlor. Don't give us, she added. The financial strain has compounded the family's struggle to come to terms with the loss of their loved ones. Though it has not been an easy couple of weeks, Wilson Paris said she has been learning to cope. I'm holding on and thanking God I'm alive. I put my trust in him because he knows what is best at all times. Sometimes it gets to my head and I cry because I feel the stress. Yesterday my pressure was so high, but I just tried to relax myself and take it easy, she told the news. Her 15-year-old grandson, who reportedly discovered the blood-drenched bodies, is also trying his best to overcome the tragedy, she said. Everyone is trying, and my grandson is coming on fine because he has other cousins and so on around him to cheer him up. Sometimes it hit him, but the best thing is that he has who to play with and talk to, said Wilson Paris. The family longs for closure, which will only come when they know who killed their relatives and why. The police are still investigating, and I am just waiting on them to do their work while praying about it because it is hard, Wilson Paris said. According to Senior Superintendent of Police in St. Anne, Dwight Powell, they are still awaiting the forensics report to proceed with their investigation. Correctional Officer Shannon Briscoe missing. 38-year-old Correctional Officer Shannon David Briscoe is missing. The police say Briscoe, who is from Seaview Gardens in St. Andrew, has been missing since August 11. He is of dark complexion, slim build, and about 5 feet 7 inches tall. Briscoe was last seen about 5 p.m. en route to Halfway Tree and the Seaview Gardens. He was wearing a white t-shirt, black pants, and a pair of black shoes. Anyone knowing the whereabouts of Briscoe is asked to contact the Seaview Gardens Police at 876-997-9372, 119 Police Emergency Number, or the nearest police station. Trespassing dispute ends in murder, man charged. A St. Elizabeth man has been charged with murder after a dispute over trespassing escalated into a physical confrontation in Fuller's Wood District, St. Elizabeth, on July 8. Charged is Nicholas Hutchinson, 42, a construction worker of Arlington District in the parish. Reports from the Black River Police are that at about 9 a.m., 60-year-old Oswald Valentine confronted Hutchinson, who he claims was trespassing on his property. They got into a physical altercation when Hutchinson used a machete to chop Valentine several times on the head, killing him. Hutchinson then sought medical assistance for superficial wounds on the hand when the police were alerted. After a short conversation with the police, Hutchinson led the lawmen to the property where Valentine's body was found lying on its back with multiple wounds to the head. Hutchinson was charged on Wednesday, August 10, after a post-mortem examination was carried out. He will be arraigned on Monday, August 15. Retired cops suspected suicide shocks former colleagues. Deputy Superintendent of Police and Acting Commanding Officer in charge of Trelawney Winston Milton has described the former Inspector of Police Ralph Medley, who was found dead on Friday, as a champion for the cause of true policing. DSP Milton was speaking to the news shortly after news broke that Medley, 62, allegedly committed suicide by shooting himself at his home in Montego Hills, St. James, between Thursday night and Friday morning. The veteran cop, who retired from the JCF in 2020, was discovered lying in a pool of blood inside his bedroom with a single bullet wound to his head, still clutching his licensed firearm. News of the unfortunate death of late retired Ralph Medley came to us as a shock earlier today, DSP Milton told the news. Retired Inspector Medley served the Trelawney Division up to August of 2020. Prior to that, we would have served together in St. James and Westmoreland. I have found Inspector Medley to be a loyal, dedicated, and committed police officer. During his tenure in the organization, he was a champion for the cause of policing, he added. DSP Milton stated that Medley, who served the Police Federation Inspectors Branch for a considerable period of time, always championed the cause of the rank and file within the organization. His death is a great loss to us. He will be greatly missed for his contributions to the force, even up to the time of his death, DSP Milton stated. Reports are that Medley, who lives with other family members at his mahogany closed home, retired to bed on Thursday night. When he was not seen on Friday morning by his wife, who had just returned to Jamaica, a check was done about 10 a.m. and the gruesome discovery was made. The former police inspector joined the Jamaica Constabulary Force from the file of cadet and served for 43 years. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.